Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Coach Josh. Just want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos. I'm excited about these videos. These are the Coach Josh Q&A videos. Basically, if you have any questions about relationships, life, about God, about whatever, feel free to ask me, and I'm here to help you because I think a lot of people have unanswered questions, and I want to be able to use my God-given gifts or whatever to help you as you walk with this journey with God, or if you just have questions on relationships, whatever. So this is what these videos are all about. Let's get right into it. Today's question, as you can tell by the title, just friends. The question I got, can a guy and a girl be just friends? And I have other questions that are similar to this topic, so let's get right into it. I do believe that a guy and a girl can be friends. In our culture today, we have lost the definition of what it means to be a friend. We have, to a degree, bridged different components of society or different components of relationships, and we have brought in those things inside the context of friendship. A guy and a girl can be friends, but there has to be certain rules that apply. Since friendship is the foundation of all relationships, a friend and guy friendship has to be very cautious. It has to be very limited. That friendship has to be surrounded by boundaries. That friendship has to be communicated with, because if you're not careful, that friendship that is basically supposed to be defined as a friend, if you're not careful, if you exceed past those boundaries, or you're not communicating on what this friendship is, then that friendship, either on the guy side or the girl side, on both sides, can progress into something that it wasn't first designated to be. Let's talk about it like this. Since friendship is the foundation of all relationships, a guy in of himself has to be very cautious, making sure that his words are very clear, making sure that his actions and his words line up to what a friendship is. First off, let's define what a friendship is. A friendship is where two people share something outside themselves. Maybe like, my best friend Brandon Dixon, we both hoop, we both love ministry, so that stuff that's outside of ourselves brings us together as friends. The moment that the friendship from a guy and a girl exceeds that level is when they both begin to share something outside of themselves and inside of themselves. When they begin to share something inside of themselves, that friendship is now progressing, which is okay. But if the friendship was designed and designated to be from the beginning just to be friends, then the man in that friendship with that girl has to be very cautious on what he says, and he has to be cautious on his actions. Because the way a man talks, the way a man defines something gives the course of a relationship. If a man is saying, let's take this further, or if a man says certain words or certain phrases, in a woman's mind can make the woman think, okay, he is progressing is either too fast, or she gets too excited and say, you know what, oh snap, this friendship is going towards this. But if a guy and a girl says, you know what, let's just be friends, then that guy will make sure his words line up with his actions, making sure that he is speaking friendly, just friendship type things, just enjoying each other's company, as well as making sure his actions is not leading past what a friendship does. True friends don't do what relationships do. If I'm friends with a girl that I call my sister, or friends with a girl that we're just friends with, I have to make sure that the actions that I display with her is the same as my actions I would with a guy friend. Or it's different, because guy friendships are different than girl and guy friendships. But I gotta make sure that it's not platonic, but I have to make sure that friendship is stable, making sure that I'm doing exactly what I would do with anybody else. The moment I exceed that girl over any other friend girls, I have now progressed that relationship. Ladies also, if you have to make sure that you define the friendship for what it is, making sure that you don't get emotionally attached to the guy, making sure that you're not allowing your thoughts and your emotions to run past a certain limits, and keeping that friendship like it is. But if both people do what it takes to make sure that friendship stays within its boundaries, and that they don't bring the benefits of relationship, kissing, holding hands, or the benefits of marriage, sex, and foreplay, as long as they don't bring these different things within the boundaries of the friendship, that friendship can be stable. I have a question here that exceeds that level, because since friendship is the foundation of relationships, it's okay for a friendship to progress, but it has to be communication has to be involved. Here's the question. Could you discuss your view on the proper ways to pursue a healthy opposite sex friendship with people who you may be attracted to? but may not necessarily have enough foundational knowledge about them, simply because you don't run in the same paths to pursue a relationship. Basically, the answer to that question is simple. Interest does lead to attraction does lead to the next level. And if you feel like you're in a friendship with a guy, or you feel like you're in a friendship with a girl, and you're attracted to that individual, I always tell people to make sure that you communicate that. Don't let your actions communicate what you haven't verbally said. Make sure you verbally say what you intended to actively say. Make sure that you, as a man, as a woman, say, you know what, I'm interested in you. Are you interested in me? You know, like young men go to a woman and say, you know what, I'm attracted to you. I'm interested into you. What do you think about taking it to the next level? But if we just actively or through our actions show affections for each other, but haven't declared it to be where you want to take it, then it causes confusion. Now you got a guy who's lustful, who's just kissing up on a girl, who's just doing this with the girl, but inwardly in his mind, he's not really interested in the relationship aspect. Or you have a woman that's manipulating a man into kind of claiming her territory, or kind of psychologically trying to pull him into something serious. You have to be very careful. That's why I always say communicate. Also, a healthy opposite sex relationship, like I said before, has to have boundaries. You have to make sure that it has a certain amount of boundaries that keeps that relationship, that friendship in place. And like I always say, friendship leads to relationships, relationships leads to marriage. And it has to be a proper transcending force, which is God, to oversee it. That's why I don't believe in dating. I don't believe in, if I'm interested in this person, date this person, and date this person, and date this person. Because all of a sudden now I in of myself is saying that I can control who I have. I rather trust in someone who has an eternal view of my life than trust my limited view. And so that's why I believe in courtship. I believe in if a guy's interested in a girl, I ask that young lady to take it beyond the friendship stage. And I believe that beyond the friendship stage is where you're saying, I'm so serious in you that I want to marry you. I have all my systems in place. She has all her systems in place. We have communicated where we want to take this. And now from that, since the friendship has been defined and to taken to the next level, then you're progressing into where then you become fiancés and then you become married. Also, I want to elaborate on the point as far as the question. It's very difficult. I don't want to oversimplify, but it is difficult to maintain a stable friendship with a guy and a girl. It can, especially when you're attracted to them. That's why if there is any type of attraction in the friendship, make sure that you're strong enough in yourself to make sure you always clarifying what this is. If you're not ready, don't just get sucked in to the next level of a relationship just because you're just attracted to them, or just because your love or something inside of you is growing inside of you for that person. Make sure you say, you know what, if we're not ready for a relationship, if I still have baggage, if I still have issues, if I'm still bound or soul tied to my ex, then I am not in a position to go to that next level. If you are in a girl and guy friendship, let that friendship develop what it was intended to develop. If y'all both share someone outside, possibly there might be a potential relationship out of it. But continue to get to know the person. Because many of us, we just jump in off attraction. Oh, we was friends for 2 weeks. Does that make sense? Or we was friends for 2 months. But you don't even know the person. Friendship is the boundaries that God instituted within the community of humanity to nurture and to develop, giving the person, the couple, time, or the friends time to get to know each other. Take the time to get to know him. Take the time to get to know her. Get to know everything. Because many people jump into relationships from the friendship stage, and then come to find out when y'all become friends, you don't even like the person. Invest in your friendship. Invest in the foundation. The higher you go is determined by how you deep. Many of us don't want to take the time to develop solid friendships. Many of us don't want to invest in that person in the context of friendship, because as you dig deep with that friend, that foundation that you laid out as a friendship, or that foundation that you laid within that friendship, will be sturdy enough to handle whatever you and that girl or whatever you and that guy decide to build on that foundation. But if you just jump into a relationship, not even friends, not even developing a friendship, then the sex, then the money, then the attraction, or whatever got you in that relationship would not be strong enough to handle the storms of life, the pressures of marriage, the pressures of relationships, and the pressures of commitment. Think about it today. Make sure that you're developing strong friendships. It's okay for a guy and girl to be friends, but make sure that you have those boundaries, making sure that you don't exceed certain emotions. Man, make sure that you clarify, making sure that you help that woman stabilize her emotions. Ladies, pull the ranks on the guy who's trying to aggressively push the friendship to the next level. You do not have to get into a relationship if you don't want to. Develop a friendship. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope I answered the question. I really wanted to make sure I labored on that point because it's okay to go to the next level, but you have to be ready for that next level. Thank you so much for watching my videos and be blessed.
This is Kingdom Music. It's your man P-Dub again. We got a lot of work to do, y'all, if we want to see a change. Let's see, we got so many things to do to make a change. Yeah. So tell me what you're gonna do. Tell me what you're gonna do. When you know the Lord is calling you.